why your nonprofit annual report is a powerful marketing tool. So as a nonprofit leader, I know from my own experience, you're constantly looking for ways to get money for the important work that your nonprofit is doing. And it's so hard, and it feels also so hard to convince potential donors to give you that grant. But when we're looking for ways to show your potential donors that you're worth it, that you're worth their grant, let's think about your annual report. Because maybe it's something that you are already obliged to make, so maybe we can use that as a tool to mobilize your fans and potential donors, right? So to get a project grant, your potential donor wants to know, first of all, most of all, that they can trust you. Like, are you going to deliver what you promise in your project proposal? And of course, nobody can look in the future and guarantee that you'll be able to follow the plan to a T, because things can happen in the outside world. We know that. We see that every day. And especially for nonprofits, the outside world can have a powerful impact on your plans. Yeah, so nobody knows what's going to happen and what might throw you off course in your project implementation. But in your annual report, you can actually show your donor how you've handled such kind of situations in the past. So you can show them how you have been delivering great impact to the community that you're serving, the community that they're interested in supporting, and how you've been able to do that despite challenges. Your annual report can showcase this. If you, of course, invest in making it possible for your annual report to showcase that. So if you include impact stories in your annual report, and if you really invest time in finding the best ones and writing them up in a way that speaks to your reader, who would hopefully become your future donor, right? That's what we're looking for. And before we continue, I just want to say hi, I'm Suzanne. I'm a nonprofit operations strategist, and I love annual reports because they're practical and strategic at the same time, and I just love it. I love that combination. I love doing practical stuff. I love thinking strategically, and annual report is giving me the opportunity to do both, and I just love it. In this channel, we're not only talking about annual reports, we'll also talk about other things at the back end of your organization, like other finance topics, admin, HR, contracting, fundraising, management, and much more. So if you're interested in that, same as me, then make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you get a notification whenever I have a new video for you. If you want to read more, if you're more into reading than watching videos, or if you like stories behind the scenes, then make sure that you click the link below to join my Monday Motivations weekly newsletter, where I share real life stories from nonprofits that I've worked with or that I'm working with at the moment about everything that's happening at the back end. And very often I get people writing to me, hey, that's exactly what's happening in my organization. Thank you for that story, because now I know I'm not alone. And I also have an idea of what I can do to overcome this challenge that I'm facing. So if you're interested in not feeling alone, then join my weekly newsletter and get stories from other organizations, and send me your questions so that I can share stories around your questions with you and others to learn from. So let's go back to your nonprofit's annual report as a powerful marketing tool, right? We saw that it can be a powerful marketing tool if you include impact stories that can show that you can achieve big impact, and that you can do that also if there are challenging things in the outside world that might be making it difficult for you to deliver everything as planned. But in your annual report, you can showcase how you handle such situations, and you can build trust with your potential donor that you are able to deliver on your promise of impact. Yeah, so that's what makes them enthusiastic, because they see what you've done in the past, and now they think, yeah, can you recreate that actually? If I give you money now, if I give you a grant now, can you do the same thing next year? Yeah, so do you have a team in place? The same team who did the great things last year, are they still there? Are they maybe even better than before? And can you make sure that I get the same quality impact for my grant that you got other donors for their grant or donations in the past? Yeah, because the donor wants to know that you have everything in place to continue the good work in a reliable quality way. Then in your annual report, you can actually showcase your team. You can show who's on your team, and you can highlight how you're managing the team and how the team is implementing things, so that your future donor can actually feel confident that those people are going to be there for them too, that those people are going to work for that impact for them too. Yeah, so now they know that you can create impact. You have a team to create impact in the future, um, and they know that your team is interested in doing this again, because they're looking like eager, energetic, enthusiastic people. But now, of course, the next question your donor will have is about money, of course, right? They will think like, okay, so they did good things in the past. They have a great team, and the team is still there. They're ready to start rolling with any new activities that are possible. But what about the money? Yeah, are they going to use my money properly? Maybe they incurred some debts in the past, and they're going to use my money to pay off debts. Or maybe they're just mixing my money with other people's money, and then who knows what can happen. Maybe there's a lot of corruption in that area where they are working. And so what if my money is used to buy off corrupt officials? So how can I be sure that actually my money is going to be used for the thing that I'm going to give it for, right? And this is also where your annual report can have an answer even before they ask the question to you, because your annual report can showcase who has supported you in the past. Like what kind of grants have you got in the past? And there are some donors that everybody knows are super challenging donors, very precise about finance procedures and so on. So if I see that a nonprofit has a grant from the EU, for example, and not just one, but recurring grants, and maybe if they write that they've had an audit, then I think, yeah, okay, I can trust that. An EU grant and a project audit or an annual audit, yeah, then it makes me feel safe that my money is going to be used properly, that there are procedures in place, and that there are people there checking things, and that there are other donors who were not disappointed in how this was done. And so that gives me really trust and confidence that I can put my money in this organization without risk that it will end up in the pocket of a corrupt official, or that it will be used to pay maybe a traffic fine or a debt from the past when they were overspending something. I can feel much more confident and calm now, thinking, yeah, impact, good team, and finances managed properly. Yeah, so that's good for me to know. But then, of course, I could think like, yeah, but if they already have so many donors, can they really handle my money too? If I give them a grant, then what will happen with that? Maybe they're not ready for that. Maybe they're not ready to grow. Maybe they're not able to manage that kind of money, right? And that's also something that your annual report can showcase again, because it can show the size of projects that you can handle, and it can also show how many activities you can handle at the same time. It can show whether you're doing that at a loss or not. It can show strategic decisions around money. And it can also show, because in your annual report you'll be comparing the year that you're reporting on to the previous year. And so it can also show how you have been growing. Yeah, so maybe it shows that you've been already increasing your operations, your grant size, and your total grant income in the last few years. That's of course something that you can very strategically highlight in a note in your annual report. Say like between past year and this year, our annual grant income has grown by 10%, but before that we already have been growing every year by 5%. The biggest grant is now like 25% bigger than before. Whatever it is, you can show how you've been growing step by step in the past years, if you of course think about the possibility that your donor might be having questions around that, and if you add that information in your report, right? So that way your donor can feel that they're dealing actually with a professional organization that has a stable team that is eager to start working again on something, and that knows how to create impact in compliance with the law, of course, and conditions of a variety of other donors, because they can see that all in your annual report, right? If you have the right ingredients in your annual report. So if you want to make sure that you have a great annual report with all those key ingredients to answer all those questions of your potential future donor before they ask it, then join me in the next video, because that's when we're going to look at what are key ingredients of your nonprofit annual report.